and stuff like that. All right, so we've got our control group. We have just some raisins that we aren't doing anything. Why do scientists use a control group? Only 4 people, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Excellent, that's good now. Okay. Let's see, Tiara, why do we use a control group? Okay, phone a friend.
Okay. Because so they can see what's going to happen and it might do something different because it has no water in it or liquid.
On the right track. Jackson?
So they know what it looks like before it has all the other liquids.
Exactly, so they can compare.
So they can see any changes.
Yeah, so they can see if there's any changes by comparing. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave these, we know from yesterday's experiment that really not much happened in the tap water, but what I'd like to do is leave the tap water in for 24 hours and check it again tomorrow, and then we can see if something happened within that duration of time. Then we're going to have 2 forms of carbonated water. The first one is going to be Sprite, which, like I said, I was kind of disappointed in what happened yesterday. I think it was because the Sprite was a little bit flat, meaning some of the carbonation that was pushed in at the factory to make it bubbly may have leaked out, and it's not a very fresh soda, is basically what I'm saying. And then I also bought some club soda, which is basically like Sprite without the sugar, and I'm going to be looking for volunteers to try this a little bit later. Oh, a little bit later. Are you brave enough to try it without the sugar?
It's disgusting.
Okay. We'll see how many people are interested. Okay. So let's go ahead and open the Sprites.
I could drink all that.
And cross your fingers that it's got enough. See the carbonation, by the way, trying to escape? Trying to get out.
I can see a little bit of smoke.
I can see a little bit.
Okay, so there's plenty of carbonation, it looks like. So hopefully these little dancing raisins will do their job this time. Let's watch them.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, that's a little better than what happened yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so what do we see happening? Hands, please. Avery S.
They're getting smaller and like skinnier.
It kind of looks that way, maybe. But what are the raisins actually doing that you can see? Alana?
They're dancing.
Yeah, you could say they're dancing. Scientifically, though, thinking about the words that we learned yesterday, our vocabulary, like buoyancy and carbon and carbonated water and bubbles.
The carbonation is kind of pushing it up.
Carbonation is pushing it up. Yes, so it's got buoyant force pushing it up, much like how when you jump into, it's got like a little life jacket, so the little carbonation is pushing it up. How is the carbonation pushing up those raisins? Can anybody tell? How is this happening exactly? Wilson?
The fizz. The fizz.
The fizz?
Oh, and actually...
So the bubbles, what are the bubbles doing?
The bubbles are like the fizz and they push it up and then the...
But how do they push it up? I mean, are the bubbles like using their arms and pushing it up to the top, or what are the bubbles doing? Owen?
They're acting like a lava lamp.
Sort of. Okay. Let's see here. Avery S.
They're floating to the top like in the water.
The bubbles are floating to the top, but before they float to the top, what do they do to the raisin? Abby?
The bubbles get on the raisin so they can float up.
Yes, they're sticking to the raisin just like a life preserver or a life jacket, and then they float up to the top. And then if you look very, very closely, when they get up to the top, some of the bubbles pop, and then what happens to the raisins? Carmen?
They pop and then it falls down?
Yes, because there's not enough buoyant force to pull them up, right? So if it goes up to the top and then the bubbles pop, then it's like, ooh, wait, I'm sinking. Because do you think if Mrs. Thiel, remember how I put this on yesterday? If I jumped into the lake wearing this, do you think this is enough buoyant force to help me stay up on top of the water? Absolutely not. There are grown-up sizes for a reason, guys. Okay? This is big enough for a little toddler. Okay, like a 3 or a 4-year-old. Not enough buoyant force for a 41-year-old lady. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this experimental group and put it to the side right now. And let's try our club soda, which is basically Sprite.
But without sugar.
Without the sugar. So let's see if sugar makes a difference in this experiment, because that's the change that we have.
I knew it was gonna.
Okay, so do you think there's more carbonation in this
Yes.
club soda? I think so. It's going crazy bananas on us.
Oh, wow.
Let's just see what happens to our raisins in this
Oh, look, that one's stuck together.
experiment group. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see
Oh,
what
wow. Oh, crazy.
Wow, they are. Look at all the
moly.
carbonation there in the club soda.
Wow, that made a mess.
I knew it was gonna explode.
Okay, are the raisins still doing that much action as in the sugary carbonated water? No. There's one that popped up.
There's like a million.
This one looks like it's got more action, but really it's mostly just the carbonation that's that's leaving. Not as much of it is sticking to the raisins. Wouldn't you agree? Mm-hmm. So I almost think this Sprite did a better job than the regular club soda. Okay. Sophia, can you grab that stack of cups right over there for me?
Oh, it's going to be time to try it.
All right. Yes, it is time to try it. So you already know what Sprite tastes like. It's carbonated water with sugary syrup inside of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of this club soda, which is also carbonated water without the sugar. My mom, when I was a little girl, she used to drink this stuff all of the time. And what I am curious about is when I tried it when I was a little girl, I kind of made a face. So I'm wondering if when you are brave enough to try just a teensy bit, just a little sip of this carbonated water without the sugary stuff in it, if your face is going to look like my face did when I tried it, or if your face is going to look like my mom's face when she tried it, because she liked it. And I bet you can tell that I wasn't one that liked it. Don't worry, you don't have to drink the whole thing. Just a sip.
I got this.
I'm gonna drink all of it.
We have to. I'm just going to take a sip.
Only if you want to be part of the experimental group. So some of us are going to be the control group and not try it. Okay? And Chloe is going to quietly film, pan slowly across people's faces. In fact, Chloe, I'd like you to bring the video right over here.
Do I
so
get
that
to try it?
yes, are you wanting to be part of the experimental group? So I will come videotape. Why don't you just bring it around? And since I'm part of the control group, I will videotape faces when people try it. Okay, I'm not sure if I have enough cups.
I don't think so.
I have, so I'll put a cup here. Wait, we're going to all try it at the same time.
Yeah. You should just go
You
to
want to be a part of the experimental group? Okay, Angel, can you go over and stack up some cups, because I think we're going to need more. Who wants to be part of the experimental group? Okay, don't try it yet. We're going to all try it together.
I got this.
I don't know what it is, so I know I'm not gonna like it.
In fact, we can make a toast.
Yeah,
Right?
toast.
A toast to
Teaching.
science.
To teaching.
No, we got to make science. Okay, hold on. Alright, so
I don't drink soda.
let's see here.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and get a few more poured.
I've never had soda.
Thank you, Angel.
That's good. It's just water with carbonate.
That would be. Oh, you mean the club soda?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, the
Wilson, fall face right into your drink.
I've never had it. I got it from
Doesn't smell
a
like
gas
anything.
station. Because there's no sugar in it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
You don't smell it with your nose.
Raise your hand. You know what? Voice is off.
Yeah.
3rd grade. Raise your hand if you've ever. Oh, I'll wait. I still have some people that are very eager to talk about this experimental group. Okay. Raise your hand if you've ever been to the little soda station, you know, where you can get
Vending machine.
where you take and you push the little thing and the fountain drink comes out. How many of you have ever gotten it and it tastes horrible? And it doesn't, like, if it's supposed to be like Coke, it's not brown, it's like white clear. Guess what you were drinking? This. Because when they do a fountain drink, they have two jugs. They have a jug full of the carbonated water and they have a jug full of sugary syrup, and it mixes together back behind with hoses, and it goes together so that it still is carbonated when you get it out of the fountain drink. Okay? All right, so here we are. Who still needs to be a part of the experimental group? Okay?
It was horrible. Thank you, Miss Cecile.
There you go. Thank you. Okay, are we ready? We're going to make a toast to science.
No, I don't have to drink it all.
I have a few people that want to be in the experimental group. I'm going to be part of the control group because I have experimented with this before.
And he didn't like it.
Okay, everybody make a toast to science. You're going to put it up. You're going to go, to science!
To science!
And take a drink.
Oh, we have to drink all of it. Oh yeah, that's good. I drank all of it. That's like lemonade, but with that's good. Oh yeah, that's good. That's some good stuff. It's just like onions. I drank all of it. That's good stuff.
Was there anybody that liked it?
I did.
Okay, a few of you did. Okay. Alright, very nice. Okay, let's toast to science again. Ready? To science!
Science!